titillate the juices. You know what? Woo! Right now. Woo! Woo!
Dr. Hughes invites followers. Oh, let's see if they increase now. Me too. Yeah, wow. Dr. Hughes.
Monkey smoke.
He's a great podcaster.
Tricky smoke.
Acknowledge me.
We coming for you, nigga. Fat! Yeah, Dr. Hughes, here we go. Keep plugging yourself, that's cool.
First up, a man whose looks will serve your inner needs and desires.
Dr. Hughes.
All right, I'm live. We're here. We're back. We didn't do a show Saturday. We're so sorry for that. Everybody's so sorry. But I'm here tonight, and I'm planning on doing a lot more shows during the weeknights. No promises. Never going to promise to do every single night like I did back in the day. You didn't appreciate it enough back in the day. So I'm taking my time. I'm going to gather my thoughts. There's more wrestling than ever. I could do a show all day, every day if I really wanted to, if I could, but you people out there watching right now, and everybody else that aren't watching, especially them, you need to start watching, start subscribing, hit the like button, smash it, whatever the kids are saying these days, whatever's the cool thing to do, maybe not even mentioning it. Maybe I shouldn't mention it anymore, but I'm going to continue. We just broke 200 subscribers, bro. We're at 201 right now.
Yee!
Celebration time. Let's yeet.
Yee!
We're going to be talking about that tonight, of course. The typical wrestling notes and things, but we're going to talk about other things as well. Everybody in TikTok, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. It's amazing. They allowed me to reconnect the show once again. This was the problem, TikTok. I just want to explain what happened. All right, to everybody on the TikTok set. We were growing on there. We were killing it. I was doing gaming videos very rarely, but I was doing the show 3 p.m. on Saturdays, like I do on YouTube on the X machine. But TikTok didn't like one of my videos that I did live. And in the middle of the show, they said, "You're done." This is a comedy show, by the way. I never had a chance to show this on TikTok. Shout out to you. Thank you for letting me back on your platform. Maybe all of a sudden I started getting followers and stuff today. It's like they pushed the button over there. But I don't know if you people on audio podcasts can actually see this, so I'm going to read it for you. Warning, you are hereby notified that this show is a work of comedy. All hot takes are jokes. Imagine you're watching a horror movie. Would you be upset at Pinhead and Hellraiser and try to cancel him? Exactly. Same thing for the DrHUGEshow. The producer of this video is not responsible for you being a fool. Okay, so if you're not here for good times, I'm talking to you TikTok as well. If you're not here for good times, go do something else. All right? I'm going to do some shows on there, maybe just TikTok only shows, to really try to get these numbers up, because these numbers have been sucking lately. And I think it was because we were beheaded on there in a boxing ring. Got to watch myself. Who knows what it was, right? I have an idea, but do I dare mention it? No, because then they'll kick me off again, right? If I'm right about what it was. So we'll leave it at that, everybody. Get retweeting and liking. Also, I need everybody on YouTube. What's the deal? The YouTube thing it's running at a snail's pace. I hate all this. You can tell I do have notes, and we're going to get into things. Nobody's in the chat. Everybody's busy tonight. I forgot to send out the link, but I don't even think it matters. I think they're working. They're, taking care of babies. They're, what else? Playing video games, possibly. Which I don't blame you. You know what I'm saying? This wrestling stuff,
It's the shits.
lately, in my expert opinion. And I've been watching this stuff pretty solid since, God, breaks here and there through life. But let's say 1985. I'll give myself 85. I was going to say 84. I'm like, no. Was I really forming memories at that point? Not really. So we'll say 85. And I am an expert at this shit. Sorry. That hurts a lot of people's feelings out here, especially the journalists. I'm a journalist too. Anybody can do it. You too. You person watching right now, you could be a wrestling journalist if you want to. Look at all this stuff. Look at all these toys I have. You mean to tell me I'm not a wrestling journalist? I'm not an expert. Triple H on my wall. Shawn Michaels, who blocks me on Twitter. Right? He knows who I am. Knew who I am. Right? Scott Hall and Kevin Nash over this shoulder. God, I mean, come on. Anyway, so what are we going to talk about first? Let's talk about Cody.
What do we want to talk about?
Triple H. Oh, he's that way. Triple H. We got to talk about this guy. He's got a lot of heat, brother, out here in these wrestling parts online. Man, he made a 4th of July celebration deal. Probably on SmackDown. I don't know. I didn't watch SmackDown this week. How about that? Happens to be the first 2-hour SmackDown. I didn't even bother to watch it. Busy. Big celebration, this 4th of July America thing, which Triple H did celebrate, but he didn't celebrate. What didn't he celebrate?
Yeet!
He didn't celebrate the LGBTs.
Yeet!
Didn't celebrate Black History Month, or did they? Was it Martin Luther King?
Yeet!
It's one of them. Juneteenth, right?
Yeet!
That's like several different online offenses right there, Triple H. And I'm out here cruising the internets and the interwebs, and I see all these people kind of writing the same thing. And is the internet kind of dead? Do we even call it internets anymore? Because it seems dead when I read one tweet and then I read a whole bunch of others, and they're all just saying the same thing. If you go online and you see somebody post something funny, don't you just like it or retweet it or share it if you're on any of these platforms? No. These people out here now all steal each other's shine and their creativity from the essential person that writes, say, a funny joke. Happens to me all the time. There are these accounts on here, write the most mundane things, 300 shares, 500 shares, 1 million likes. And, it's just very strange. I'm weirded out by everything. So, yes, everybody's upset with Triple H for this. I'm just telling you, this is a part of the wrestling community, if you want to call it that, or just society in general. Like, you guys have just gone way off the rails. This doesn't make any sense to insert yourselves politically, race-wise, religion-wise, in everything that you're placing that stuff into, like pro wrestling. But everybody's hyper aware of all of this stuff now, right? The point is, no matter how you're looking at it, you probably shouldn't be so into it like that. Because if you were like into it like this, and you have been for years or whatever, and you're not a kid, look where it's got you. Is anything any better? No, it's getting worse. See what's happening? And you're part of the problem. Me too. Well, not really. But you understand. I'm just a messenger. So don't, pew me. Censorship, right? I get it. I'm catching on. Man, I thought it was going to be easier and the guy that runs this places US of A. I thought a little bit. I thought, hey, maybe people will be chillaxing on like kicking people off line for things and banning them and not letting them do their shows on your platforms since March. Yep. Right, Triple H, am I on your side? Does that mean I'm on your side? I mean, if you want me to join the Illuminati with you and John Cena and all the rest, I'll think about it. That is a nice watch. Nice wad of cash you're holding as well. So, I mean, am I going to get upset about all this? The WWE is going to celebrate this and not going to celebrate that, whatever. Anyway, next story. Hey, Drew McIntyre's back, folks. Yeet! I'm excited for that. It was cool for a moment until Randy Orton, RKO'd him at the end of that segment on Monday night. And shout out to William Robinson. Just me tonight. You're stuck with me. Yep. But you're going to get more shows and you're going to get more guests, different guests as well. I've been working on it. Everybody's a celebrity out here these days. You understand? But we're going to make it happen around here. TikTok has allowed us to come back. Breaking news again. Breaking news.
This is breaking news.
TikTok is allowing the Dr. Huge Show back on its platform. We're going to be blowing up now, William. It's only a matter of time now. More on this later. So anyway. Yep. McIntyre, Orton. Saturday night main event. Yep. There's so many shows this week. But the whole thumbnail of this video is Beast Mordos and Sasha Banks sitting in a wrestling ring having a candlelit nice dinner. That's what that is. That's how I see wrestling for the past week or so. All these people out here in the wrestling business, they're hooking up. They're doing all kinds of business. Not rumors, not speculation. It's happening. First up, this guy's got hooked up with, can you guess? Did you know? Did you hear? Lola Vice. That's his GF, his honey baby or something. So he was at the Yankee game with her. She's solidifying her spot in the business as well with this move. WWE loves them some Priest. I don't see him going anywhere anytime soon. Well played, Lola Vice. Then we have Carmelo Hayes and Kalani Jordan, been dating for a while. Well, now they are engaged. Yep. Cheers to you guys. Yeet. Some yeets for you.
Yeet, 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 yeet.
Mm-hmm. That's Lola Vice. That's right, William Robinson. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. And you'll be my guest. I'm co-hosting Talking Memphis Wrestling now on Tuesday nights. Wow. Shout out to you and the wrestling show. Good luck. This wrestling talk business is tough out here. Real tough. So, yep. That's 3 couples right there. And there's much, much more. Back in a couple months ago, back in the day, there were news all about a bunch of people in NXT wanted them to create a reality show, dating type thing. I already gave my example of how I could do that. Flavor of Love style, Rock of Love style. It would be the best. It would shock and awe everybody. It would be hilarious. Adonis pretty much did that same gimmick a few months ago online, at least. I don't know if they actually put it on TV. And I don't know. People didn't seem to like it online. They were like really downing it because they didn't understand what it was. These kids don't know nothing about 2000s reality TV. They're the best in the world, some of these shows. I Love Money wasn't a good show. Got it. Huge of Love. I like it. But it has nothing to do with me. I'm definitely not a participant in this. Just to break it down, guys, I talked about this last year, but this is how it's going to work. You bring in an Enzo Amore, a big Kaz. That was the initial idea. You can have two guys dating on the same show because there's all these chicks, and they can date the same chicks, whatever. Makes sense. But say in this situation, we take, I don't know. Who needs to get laid in wrestling right now, really? Who would be funny to be doing this with in today's WWE? I'm thinking, everybody. The wheels are turning, don't worry. The smoke's coming out my ears. God, I don't know. Austin Theory? But we need somebody like funnier. You know what I'm saying? Otis could work. William Robinson, maybe you. Maybe Otis and Tozawa. We can still go with the two-man type thing so they can both help carry the show here. And then we, ship in all these like foreign strippers and things and national strippers and get them drunk and don't allow them to have phones and for a week, and they go on dates every night with them and stuff. It won't be so elaborate like on those shows where they'd go on fancy boats and things. In my version, they'd be playing mini golf and stuff because, budget reasons. But would that not be the best thing ever? And then they pick the girls out and whatnot. Or I guess in this sense, we're going to all use these pro wrestling chicks. And I'm telling you, these pro wrestling chicks probably just as crazy. Especially if you lock them away with no phones for a week or two. If you want to make it to the end, we're kicking them out here and there. We got to let the wrestler do finishers on them till I kick them out. The Otis does the worm's elbow splash on him. I don't know what Tozawa does. I think Tozawa jumps on people. Yeah. This all makes sense to me. No water allowed. Everything's made. All the jacuzzi has vodka in it. Swimming pool's made of vodka. Only vodka in the refrigerator. Be crazy. Baby doll, that is old school. All-time favorite female. Who's my all-time favorite? I mean, if I'm really being honest, it's probably Charlotte Flair. Woo! I know that upsets many people. Woo! But Charlotte Flair is, to me, I'm throwing my pen around here. She's the best. I got another one. Yep. So not that old school. You fancy marks out here would be like Alondra Blaze or something. Nope. Why? Because she slam dunked the title from WWE on a WCW show? Is that why? Maybe. It's pretty good. So, yep, everybody's in love in wrestling right now. Maybe that's a part of that's going to ruin everything, right? And they're not using the backstage stuff. It doesn't seem like to make things interesting because nothing's really interesting. This whole year, nothing has happened. John Cena turned heel, right? What else happened? Shout out to you, Paladin. I tried to mod you today and put in your name. I couldn't find it. What happened? You're out here. You messed it all up with that other name. But at least you changed it back. You heeded my warning. Thank you. Yep, Alondra Blaze Medusa. was smoking hot. Key word, right? Was. Don't kick me off TikTok. Thank you. What else is happening? Other than everybody hooking up in the WWE. And I mean, the guys that are married, they must be hooking up too, right? They must be. What's going on with you, coach? I mean, these are grown men. You're going to travel around with a bunch of fitness model and you're not messing around with any of them or the rats in the cities. All the cities you go to. Traveling circus. If Vince McMahon was doing the stuff he was doing, which I don't even think is illegal, how is that illegal? How is having sex with a 40-year-old broad illegal? Whether if you like how he was doing it or not, how is that illegal? So, you know, the Diddy parties are all a good time until that check stops coming. So I'm sick of it. I'm sick of all this stuff still. I've been in a bad mood pretty much all last week up until today, and I'm still kind of in a bad mood today. So this whole bad mood thing is like the bad mood era right now. Everything is super over the top obnoxious. Tired of everybody and their horseshit. Thank you. We all had a great weekend, right? We better had. In this KROSS business, yeah, everybody really wants to put him over. I get it. I want it to. But I'm not playing along with this. Not anymore. Not even to the extent I was, which wasn't all that much. Do I like KROSS? Did I always like him? I liked him when he was with the Final Testicle. That's how long back I liked him, kids. But everybody's on the bandwagon now, and WWE's just like, yep. We'll let him do something backstage once a week for a minute. Really? In the meantime, you're going to have Cody Rhodes out there boring us to death. Oh, I tuned in a little bit to some of the shows last week. I wasn't watching like I normally was on Monday, Tuesday, or Friday. They're losing me with this. There's nothing really going on. The most exciting thing in the past month I can think of is the whole Gunther situation, Rollins with the briefcase, talking to him, Punk getting involved with him, LA Knight getting involved with Rollins and Punk. That's interesting. There's something brewing there. We need more of that. And everything else, is pretty just meh. I mean, the John Cena stuff, It was cool months ago. Slowly just fizzling out. We get it. He's going to probably hold this title until the end of the year. And oh my God, if Cody or Roman Reigns just win this belt back, you know what that will be, folks.
It's the shits.
That will be the ultimate shits. Cody Rhodes as champion again. Good guy champion, especially. Whoo, boy.
It's the shits.
That will make me so bored. I don't even watch his stuff anymore. He is like, I can go make a sandwich. When I hear the music hit, I know it's going to be a long entrance, overblown, all the fireworks, blah, blah, blah. Very cringe, very annoying. He's going to come out doing the goofy smiles, and then he's going to get in the ring, and he's going to go and doing the sucking breath and the whole fake speeches. And it stinks. I'm so done with it. And then Randy Orton, who I don't mind. I like Randy Orton. You're just fine. You've always been to me. Ever since, well, Legend Killer was a little above average, I would say. But this is just some mediocre, like he's just kind of going through the motions. He's doing the job. I'm Randy Orton. Everybody cheer. Everybody sing the song, right? That's the big deal of this all. Which from my era, my big peak generation, you know what we would call that? I think you know what we would call that. Okay?
I'm not gay no more.
All right, well, good for you. Good for you. Okay? 100%, right? On everything I say. Thank you, Paladin. These are very deep pro wrestling thoughts here. So you got to share this. You got to go to YouTube and watch this show on YouTube. It's the best. And TikTok and X. But shout out to the other platforms. You know one guy that's not getting it. Well, maybe he is getting action. This guy. Whoa. Look at him. That's Liv Morgan's stalker, folks. That's the guy I was goofing on last week. You've been caught, pal, with that pellet gun outside that poor girl's house. What were you gonna do? You like her so much you want to shoot her with a pellet gun? I don't understand crazy people. And of course, crazy people don't know that they're crazy. But bro, what was the plan? You're gonna drive all the way from Canada. I mean, I'm assuming, let's just assume for a moment that he's not crazy. Like, voice is telling him to do things crazy. So he's like, all right, I'm going to go drive hundreds of miles to Liv Morgan's house and just wait on her doorstep. In the article I read, or whatever, it said that he picked up the rifle off the porch. So I don't know, did he bring it or did he pick it up off the way? It's awfully weird that would be there anyway. I just like this big pellet gun. All right. So, yep, this guy, that's what he did. And you know he's crazy because look at the hairdo. He's got a full head of hair except for in the front. It's like all thin AF. You know he's crazy just by that alone. So, sorry that this has to happen to you, Liv Morgan. You know, people are weirdos. That's my hot take on that, right? This whole time he could have just been training in wrestling. He probably would have ended up with Lola Vice. You know, if he took a break from all that stalking and just was like, you know what, I'm going to get muscles. I'm going to do some flips, become popular in the indie scene, and then I'm going to date Lola Vice. Could have happened. If you put your mind to it, Mr. Thinning Hair Man. Oh, by the way, you would also have to shave your head. Or get it filled in Chris Jericho style. You're not Chris Jericho.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's Chris Jericho. So, yep. What else is happening? This poster for this weekend is happening to make it even bigger for everybody. This is one of the posters. Look at the face with Rhea Ripley in the middle, right? You guys like that? You like that face? I know many of you do. I don't. 2 out of the 3 right in the front in your top 3 places here. I don't even like them. Bianca, you're cool. The man, you're still not cool. Becky Hogan. Just like Mercedes Hogan, you're no different. Then we got Charlotte Flair, left of Becky. Io Sky, you guys are cool. Naomi, you're cool. The little girls, Alexa and Roxy, cool. Tiffany, Trish, you know, the mother-daughter team. You guys are also cool. Everybody in the middle row except for Zelina, because she blocks me on Twitter, and also it's because she stinks.
I'm not gay.
What? Then we have the Hervis, the secret Hervis. Piper's not in this one. She was in the other one I saw. Yeah, top row. I like the top row. I like the whole top row. How about that? Except for Jada Parker. She's kind of annoys me. And then we have Bailey And Kairi Sane, I think, jumping in. Yep. Not a huge fan of this poster. Not a huge fan of this pay-per-view. It's already being planned that this is possibly going to bomb. So, I mean, there's a lot of wrestling this week. Let's go through some of the things. What's happening here? We got, of course, Monday Night Raw tonight. We have NXT tomorrow night. We have SmackDown Friday. You got NXT Great American Bash on Saturday. Then you have Saturday night main event after that, I assume. Then you got Evolution Sunday night. So after all that other wrestling, am I just going to be super excited to watch more lady wrestling? I don't know. Let's ask the Usos. What do you guys think?
No yeet.
No yeet. They say no yeet. I'm going with it. So I'm with that too. No yeet. We don't need this, especially at this point in this point in time. You're gonna make a lady pay-per-view in between all these other pay-per-views. Doesn't make any sense, and it seems like the talent doesn't like this either. There was saying, I'm hearing rumors that, they're like, why are they doing this to us? They're setting us up for failure pretty much. And I mean, Beyonce, many of their favorites, that Beyonce lady is going to be across the street in the same night. That's just not good. That's not good for them. Okay. So I don't know. I'm bored by all this. There's too much. And a lot of it isn't good. Okay? So expect a lot of other topics to be popping up on the show. I've been threatening that for months now. Slowly but surely putting in other things that are non-pro wrestling related. Because these shows stink, bro. Is it just the creative? No, they were hot for a period. They had it going on for a little bit. Oh, yeah, and then AEW they got the all-in thing on Sunday, right? Or is that Saturday? I'm confused by all these. There's too much. I'm not keeping up with it all. It's annoying. This is all annoying. Even tonight, I'll watch a little tonight. I'm not going to be invested like I was. We have highlights now, Triple H. And you know what would beat highlights? Is if you stopped making so many shows, because we're possibly getting an NXT Europe show now too. Pretty soon there's going to be more wrestling shows than anything else. We are going full idiocracy. It stinks. Donald Trump announced that they're going to have a UFC fight outside on the lawn of the White House. Really? I'm supposed to be the goofy guy, not the president. That's something I would do. Okay? Not the president. He shouldn't be allowed to be thinking like that. We are really going into that movie and have kind of already been there. I don't like anybody out here. A lot of these people out here, except for you guys in the chat, of course, the people watching and listening, you guys are the best. But all these other people, I don't trust them. You shouldn't trust them. They're idiots. So, yeah. How about that whole Punk situation? Remember we talked about that a few weeks ago or whatever, where he went to Saudi Arabia and Muhammad in the crowd was like, hey, you need to apologize. And then he did. Then he met with him afterwards. Also met with the kid that he supposedly shoved away in that infamous video. I don't believe any of this. A lot of other people out here don't either. I think we're on to something. It's all a work. Everything is a work. Pro wrestling, obviously a work. The stuff outside of wrestling, but still wrestling, like this situation we were just talking about, a work. all this stuff. Then go on beyond that. Still, at the highest levels, work. It's all fake. Blowing minds here tonight.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Yep. Fake. Fake and G-worded. Mm-hmm. Sorry to tell you. The Illuminati's in charge. Yep. So no more Lola Vice for anybody. She's now taken by Damian Priest. People are very angry about Jacob Fatu this week. He said the N-word, guys.
I don't like men no more.
I wasn't talking about that, but Jacob Fatu, he's doing a rap music and what have you. Been to prison, as Michael Cole told me through the TV. Samoans, been in gang areas like Los Angeles. I believe he's from California somewhere. Samoans are well known to be in the streets in certain areas. Am I offended by it? But here's the crazy thing. I actually was DM'd one time when I wrote the N-word with the A, right? Online many years back. And this lady gets in my DMs and goes, "You wrote the N-word, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Yup." And she's like, "No, you can't do that." And I'm like, "Yes, I can." "Are you black? You're mixed, aren't you?" Imagine that. Imagine telling that to Drake, right? Or anybody else. That's crazy talk. And I never heard of this before in my life. But I believe this was around 2018, 2019. And I was like, huh? And then I slowly learned, while everybody was getting dumber through the year 2020 and 2021, 2022, and so forth. So, all those years, everybody's getting slower and slower. And this became like more of a thing where it's like, you're not really black unless you're like 100%. Huh? That's news to me. So, again, am I upset with Jacob Fatu, who's damn near a black man? I mean, come on. What are we doing? Are we going to check everybody's DNA that can say a word? You understand? Stop being stupid out here. They really, race is something that was constructed, right? You guys get this. I understand that racists don't get this, and that like real haters don't understand this. But people are people. Get it? That's it. So if you're going to be upset by that, listen, everybody can understand context, and everybody can understand, what's meant as something and what's not meant as something. And all these people want to play these games with semantics and these word games and lawyer games and stuff. You don't need that. How about use your head? So people have been complaining to Triple H about that as well. Got to do something about it. Said the N-word in a rap song. You guys are idiots. Why don't you go take it up with the Samoan werewolf yourself if you don't like it? I suggest you do that. Let's see how that works out. Sure, it'd be great, right? Right, Jay?
Yee.
Exactly. You'll bite your neck right off. Rick Grimes style. So let's get it straight. Jacob Fatu, he's bad guy. Cody Rhodes gonna save the black community and fix all the race relations. That's what we're going with over here in the show. Not facts or anything, TikTok. This isn't a fact. This is just speculation. I didn't say any bad words or anything. I didn't do any of that. I've been holding back. I know I've been allowed back on the platform. Don't kick me off yet. I didn't do anything. You let everybody else lie about everything on there and say all kinds of wild stuff. But when Dr. Huge does it, I don't know. Everybody gets all upset. So, yeah, I got opinions too. In this Jacob Fat 2, King Reezy, I give him an N-word pass. And guess what, other fellow black people? You can't give me a pass. I already got the pass. Had the pass. So let's figure this logic out, Reezy. I can be called an N-word hard R multiple times in my life in certain situations, right? But I can't say it with the A. That's the logic? Got it. So, Jacob Fat 2, don't worry about it, bro. Keep busting out the rhymes, and I'll pick up the CD. I'll cop the tape. Put it on vinyl. I'll scratch it. Thank you. Up next. Well, this is what was debated, Reezy. Let's go back to Jacob Fat 2 real quick. Yes, I'm a half a black and a half a white. Whole human, though. Yes. So I'll do what I want. Because guess what? Guess who didn't? Guess who the people were that didn't just accept me because of my looks back in the day? Can you guess who those people were? Guess who the ones that were like, no, you're black. Can you figure that out, everybody? Let's story time, right? Guess what? The black people. They were like, no, you're black. That's how this works. You got a drop of it. You got the kinky hair and this and that. You're black. Ever see The Sopranos? Remember his daughter's boyfriend? Get it? So that goes for everybody. Yes. So yeah, when I think of myself I don't even think of myself in terms of race, but if I do, I think of myself in terms of the perspective of other people that have been around me for many, many years. And that perspective has 99% of the time always been, you're black. And the other, let's say 5% of the time, was always white people going, well, you're not black. You're not really black, because they would hear me talk and they would see, how I was, right? Which is not black or white culturally, really. I made up my own stuff. And then when it stopped being the white people that said that, 5% of the white people that were like, well, you could be this or that. I don't really consider you, black person. Because, I was one of the good people, right? And then now I got all these black people telling me I'm not black. That's amazing. Have you ever seen the Cosbys? Anybody? Same family too, right? Which is generally how these Caribbean families roll. Got some really dark people and you got some really light people. So how would you know? That's why you got to ask. So, yep. I hope I learned everybody a whole lot of stuff today, because I think I just did. Fixed all the race relations way better than this guy ever did. He's creating Dr. Huges and other humans. You understand? Yep. But, hey, my allegiance is to humanity. I'm a humanitarian in many ways. Thank you. So, yes, Becky Hogan. I got to make a Mercedes Hogan because, I mean, to think Becky Hogan's bad, Mercedes Hogan, way worse. Sasha Hogan, I would rather call her that, but just so we all know who we're talking about. I mean, she's going to have a triple threat for her title. She's going to come out on Raw tonight. You know, blah, 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 suck air like Cody Rhodes does. It's going to stink. I'm not going to like it, but hey, I might be there for it. And of course, Coach gets it. Even though he's Canadian, he still gets it somehow. Bro, we all bleed red and that's it. Exactly. But you understand, I'm doing a show here and I like to drag things out a little bit. Never heard any of the Samoans say the N-word. I'm confused why this is such an issue. Well, he say again in a rap song, and he probably says it not in rap songs too, because he's hood. You get it? Everybody understand? Listen, there are certain white people that are allowed to say it. One of the most N-word people I've ever known in my life was a white man. Okay? He did things more N-word-ish than the most hardcore N-word you would ever see in your life. More G'd up, gangster, crazy. You know, if that's what we're going with that word. And everybody allowed him to use it. Yeah, so it's, I don't know. It's just, to take offense with it is just what people are taking offense to everything out here. You know what you should be taking offense to? What was told to us last night. I'm not getting into it because I'm on, you know, these platforms that don't allow me to say much. So they allow everybody else to talk about this stuff, but me, you know, I'm not Joe Rogan, so I can't do it. But yeah, there's bigger news out there than all of this nonsense. And I'm sitting here just hoping if I tune in to Evolution that I see this. The Punisher mask on Nia Jax's gun. Once again. Because that was one of my favorite moments. That's Rodriguez's face, Raquel. Her makeup right on Nia Jax's belly. Face planted right into it perfectly. I mean, if we don't get a moment like this in Evolution, what are we doing? Yep. So, I heard news Jelly Roll was going to be on SummerSlam. Do we need that?
It's the shits.
And if I have to mention it again with these celebrities, they're not slowing down with it. They've been promoting Cardi B since the first time they promoted SummerSlam, that she was going to be on SummerSlam. Big whoop. Oh, look at that. She just timed an album to come out with it right beforehand.
It's the shits.
And modern rap sucks, okay, for the most part. But what's the worst of it? The stripper rap is the worst.
It's the shits.
They stink. Did you see this song recently in the past week where they had some like 500-pound girl out there? They're eating chicken. They're talking about guys doing things to them and they have to be on plan B and this and that. And it's just gross. And if you don't notice that that's like a psychological operation, it is. How does Jelly Roll get a storyline? KROSS gets shoved in the catering. Yeah, exactly. Well, KROSS is kind of messing with Sami Zayn right now. Still not a big storyline or anything, but hey, something. So he had a match and now he attacked them backstage. Something better come of it. But Jelly Roll, yeah, I heard he might be having a match of his own at some point or getting more involved than usual. No, we don't want this, man. You think are they really going to attract more viewers with Jelly Roll? And they're going to be like, I got to tune in to SummerSlam for my Jelly Roll. Oh. and the Pauls and Jake Paul's he had a boxing match again recently. It all stinks. It's all fake. Everything's fake. I get it. Pro wrestling is too. But hey, we've known this. And then we still have people telling Dr. Huge, especially a grown man, knowing what's going on. You know this is fake, right? Do you know everything in your life is fake? You don't. You're fooled. You're the mark. Hip hop is all CIA involved these days. Has been for quite some time, but now it's just permeated the whole thing. Yep. Supposedly, there's documentaries out there that they created the hippie movement in the 60s and the LSD and all this business. They created the whole MDMA, rave scene movements. These are all like little petri dishes for them to do experiments. And they did. And then they kill off half the performers, or most of them. Did any of them make it out of the 60s, really? Like the big ones? I don't think so. So yeah, there's a whole rabbit hole right there. I'll tell you, the first time my eyes were open to certain things like this was through the music business in the early 2000s, because I was looking into it. How does this operate? How do I break in? Blah, 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 blah. And I would always reach towards the end. It's like, oh, well, it's all rigged. Okay, well, I guess there's no breaking in then. You have to make millions on your own. Even back then, right, before SoundCloud and everything else, you'd have to make millions on your own, sell the CDs, sell the copies of your stuff, have a record of it, basically have your own business where you're doing music regardless of, build your own label. Then another label would come up and try to rob you, and you could allow them or whatever, and then you become something else. So yeah, it's a very, very crooked, it's just all crooked. Like they say, it's like one of the shadiest businesses in the world. But then everything else is now too. Everything's pretty much the same. Wrestling, I don't know. It's one of the last places. You do have billionaires and their sons involved still. So there's that. There's levels to this, and many of us will never reach those levels unless you're born into those families. Yeah. So, okay. I would like to do a debate show. Not me debating, me moderating it. But if I ever catch people fighting out here about a certain subject in a serious manner that has something to do with what I talk about with this wrestling business, then come on here. If you got a beef with somebody out there, you think they're stupid, they think you're stupid, you want to settle it, let's do it. I will be totally fair and balanced. Just like Fox News, right, guys? Just like it. Just like all the TV news stations. Yep. So I also seen, here's some more complaining. I'm going to complain about the people complaining. Shafir, is that her name on AEW? One of my few AEW notes. She got clotheslined by Adam Page last week. Big whoop. She's been beating everybody up for a couple years now. Slapping everybody around, making them lose matches, this and that. And I saw a handful of people very upset with this. And I don't get it. What is wrong with everybody? It's pro wrestling, right? You guys are doing mixed tags and having the full-on man versus woman matches in the indies and stuff. This is what I'm saying. There's too many newcomers. There's too many newcomers out here to this pro wrestling stuff. If you like it, cool. I'm not like, oh, I've been here, blah, blah, long. Like, that's what people do when they're like kids. They'll be like 15 years old. I've been watching since I was 12, so, you can't tell me anything. I'm not saying that. that's all good for you. But why is everybody popping off about things they don't know about? So I liked it, and I don't even watch AEW. I'm not like into it like that. But I actually went and looked at the clip because I'm like, they really did that? Because, I mean, Baron Corbin did that to Becky Lynch recently. Remember he deep sixed her or whatever that move was. Then he, who else was it? Oh, Randy Orton hit Nia Jax with an RKO several years ago, whatever. It happens here and there. The shock value of it, she gets her comeuppance, so to speak, for beating on and making everybody lose their matches for however long. So I assume everybody popped. Moxley was all upset. What's funny about that is they were all in the arena when this happened, right? Moxley was just acting all upset after it happened, and so weren't the other guys, but then they didn't do anything about it. So you PG watchers out there, yeah, I don't want to hear it from these guys anymore, Coach. They're exhausting. They cry about everything. They're crying about Jacob Fatu and his rap songs and clotheslining a wrestler. I mean, come on, bro. Yep. So that happened. Raw's on in 5 minutes, so I'm closing this thing up soon. I got a whole bunch of other notes, but let's tell you what's happening tonight. Breaker versus Sammy. Roxy versus Kyrie. Bucky Lunch has something to say out here. The man. Then we have Penta and Seth Rollins, which I actually look forward to that one. Jay versus Bronson Reed.
Yeet!
And El Grande Americano is back. I mean, he snaps right back from injury just like that. Not Chad Gable. El Grande Americano. You'll see. You'll see more on this later tonight. And don't forget, of course, to follow all my links. Come over to YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button if you're watching right now. Hit the like button if you want more shows this week and every week during the week, leading up to the big Saturday show, 3 p.m. on Saturdays. I got all kinds of stuff here. I will be doing a Whatnot show very soon. So if you have the Whatnot app, you can get it here. You can sign up through me if you want to. If you want to throw me some ducats. You also get, I think, a little bit out of it as well. You might get 10 or 20 bucks if you sign up to Whatnot through me. So let me know. Hit me up on X, IG. It's all here, folks. And I will talk to you guys later on this week. Have a good Monday Night Raw. Peace.
Hey everybody, this is WWE Godfather, and I want you to listen to Dr. HUGEnVerse's radio show, man. He keeps it pimping. Peace out, everybody.
It's time once again for everybody to get on the train.
Look at this. 2 days in a row, Monday and Tuesday night. Shout out to the sleaze out here. Shout out to Paladin. Everybody that's going to be coming through in the chat on X, on TikTok, on YouTube. You're seen everywhere. Please come over to YouTube, though. I could use those watch time numbers. Yep. I know all about this stuff. Everybody follow each other in the chat. You know how we do around here. So let's start off with plugs. I rarely start off with plugs. I just get into nonsense. If you want to know about anything Dr. Huge, the link tree right there, kids. You know how to use these things. I barely know how to use them. I'm like, do I use my camera? What do I do? I hate QR codes, but I love this one, and you should too, especially if you're using them anyway. I mean, they got you using QR codes at restaurants and stuff. I mean, it's crazy. This future thing didn't turn out the way we thought it was going to turn out, Hustleys. Back in our day, I just thought, of course, by the year 2015, 10 years ago, we're going to have, the hoverboards, flying cars, all in a row, sci-fi movie style. We were going to have, what else were we going to have? That's right. 3D in-person movies, which we kind of have. We're starting to get those a little more. I think they have them in like China. Like the actual 3D, like the Jaws in Back to the Future 2. All that Back to the Future 2 stuff, where is it? Not at all. We got nothing. You know what we got? 1,000 more hours of wrestling instead.
No yeet.
No yeet to that. I'll turn them. I know yeet. Say that again.
No yeet.
Okay, you sounding good.
Yeet.
Sounding good with that as well. Yeah, check all the buttons for what we got. Oh my God, so many notes, so many plans. Did you know that Rossley's? He was in our area, our stomping grounds. It was in Providence last night. And of course, you weren't going to catch me there. I mean, it's really hard to get me to go out, but to go out to a wrestling show on a Monday night when I already know I'm old enough. I've been to a million Monday Night Raws. In the middle of the Monday Night Raw, I'm going to be like, why didn't I just watch this at home? Save all the money. So they came into town. I wouldn't be one of these people waiting afterwards for carrying KROSS or anything. But yeah. Good for them. Good for KROSS. Good for the fans that are all invested in this. Top Row wasn't sold out. So when I see these kids talking poorly about the Attitude Era, which that's the era I was going to shows the most, you guys have no idea what you were talking about, because I was always up in them top rungs. Always. Pretty much. I think for the exception of one show. But I mean, I was going to, the Rock vs. Stone Cold pay-per-views and things like that. They seemed to come around a lot more frequently back then. They had live events here, the this, the that. But yeah, how could you? They were selling out the top rows all the time. And sure, this was a packed show the other night, but they blacked out the whole top section. That means you didn't sell that place out. You weren't even close. But then again, would you want to go to some of these very mediocre, kind of boring shows? There's no Stone Cold. There's no Rock there. We're going to go for Seth Rollins' group, which I like. I actually like that. I know many out here don't, but I think he's pretty good. And I think that crew's pretty good. Seems like the rumor is they want to split it up soon. We'll talk about that. We got so many things to talk about. But let's see what the people are saying out there everywhere. And don't forget, share this, like this video, like all the channels. We got one other channel, Dr. Huge Show 2 TOO, which means also, for half the population that doesn't understand the English language. Yep. Dr. HUGEnstein. We got a music channel too. Professional. An artist channel, believe it or not. That's how much YouTube believes in us. 52 subscribers, we can get it higher. If you like weird electronic music and stuff, if you're into that right there, in that picture, go to Dr. HUGEnstein on YouTube. Search it out, subscribe, like buttons, all the buttons except the flags. Thank you. All right, what is everybody saying out here? I'm going to leave her up for a moment. Let her do her thing. Yep. So yeah, we got. Oh, they're chatting it up. That's good. It's good to see everybody's friends. I took my kids to Raw recently. This is Mac Diesel for everybody on the audio podcast that you should go subscribe to as well. Apple Podcast, SoundCloud. Took my kids to Raw recently. They're 5 and 7. It's different seeing through a child's eyes. They love Jay, Cody, and Punk. Of course they do.
Yeet.
Of course. And every time I go to a show, I see it through the kids' eyes. I'm no Danny Damage out here. I'm not a Danny Damage. I don't try to ruin it and boo all their favorites when I'm sitting right next to them. Well, I might do it a little bit. But generally, in the seats I get these days, if I'm going to go to these events, I'm not sitting in the nosebleeds anymore. No way. I could barely see. Well, you think I'm going to sit next to a 90-year-old lady that's screaming, "Let's go X-Pac" over and over and over again, even though he's the size of a pea. I'm never doing that again. But I mean, the yeet is over. It can't be denied, obviously. They sell the merch. I have a yeet t-shirt. I have an OTC t-shirt. You know, they cringe, but I think that's why it's cool. I like to wear them on the show. I would never wear this out in public. If I'm not one of these wrestling fan guys that goes out in public and I'm like, hey, OTC, right? Yeet. Again, unless I'm going to the actual arena or an event where there's wrestling. Because if you're just wearing them out there willy-nilly, you know, going to, I don't know, Best Buy, if that even exists anymore, you're crazy. You're going to get no pootie tang. 0.0 dudes. If you're a lady, of course, wear anything you want, right? You can wear G-strings or trash bags. Nobody can tell you to do anything. You're all independent. Got it. But you guys, you can't wear wrestling shirts. Not in public anymore. I don't care if you're like 20 years old. Don't do it. I'm telling you right now, it's not hot. It's not sexy. Okay? I know hot and sexy when it comes to dudes, all right?
I'm not gay no more.
But I'm not. Still not. I just understand. I understand the ladies' thoughts. I'm trying to help everybody out here. I know you guys are a little creepy in pro wrestling land, and you're primarily the people that are watching right here, right now. So I'm going to kick some game to you. And then the people that just come and leave while I'm in the middle of this speech, you're missing out. I thought I like women. Exactly. I'm going to teach you and learn you how to get chicks. And rule number 1 is no OTC shirts in public. On live streams, on your goofy little things you do on your phones or whatever you kids these days. Kids meaning anybody under 30. I love the Sleaze's quote. I'll never forget this one. One of the greatest lines. He in the middle of a broadcast, he just goes, I just assume everybody under 25 is gay. And, you know, it's kind of true. Damn, Seth Rollins, you're loud. There we go. You better. But, yeah, I think you're on to something, Sleaze. And we can move that age up to 30 now because that was years ago. So what's up, Coach? Coach in the house. Let's do some yeeting. Let's yeet in celebration of all the lovebirds that we talked about yesterday, right? Come on, where's my yeets? Yeet! 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 I like yeeting more when Danny's here because he hates it. He hates yeeting so much. You can tell. Can you see the cringe overtaking him? When I do my yeets on some broadcasts, when I'm like, you know what, I got nothing else to talk about, so yeet, 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 yeet. And he's just like, oh, like, why did I agree to do this? But you're trapped. You can't leave in the middle of me eating. That would look so bad on the Danny Damage brand if he ever did that. He'll know yeet. A little bit. He'll play along a little bit. No beats. Yep. But then again, he's that guy. He's going to all these wrestling events still to this day. He told me. He says, I go to all these wrestling events. There's all these kids around me and they cheer for the good guy. And I just, nope. John Cena stinks. And he tells them right in their face. Wow. So evil. So you know who's not evil? Karrion Kross. You know who else isn't evil? This LA Knight over here. This is really distracting me over here. I see myself on 2 screens. It's crazy. 1 screen is enough. Yep. But LA Knight, super over 2. Here's some yeets. Yeet, 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 yeet. I used to have some yeahs, but I'll have to reprogram in this board. Let's look for it, right?
Acknowledge me.
Nope.
I demand.
What's this?
A vaccination to come in.
Oh, okay, that's the preacher calling for vaccinations.
No more.
What?
No more.
It
No more.
is finished.
finished. It
No.
is over.
Thank you. Now that clip is over. Thank goodness. Yeah, so anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about anymore because trying to like see what happens when I touch these samples. You never know what's going to pop up over here. So friggin' many of them.
Acknowledge me.
Oh, we're back to that.
This is where we shed
It's Hogan.
blood, sweat, and tears.
Bullshit!
Yeah, okay. Where's Dice? I know where Dice is.
I drink that.
Wrong. Maybe I didn't. He's right here.
Oh.
There he is. There's the Dice man.
Oh.
Okay. So Providence loves Karrion Kross. Providence loves LA Knight, who his name is based on a city across the country. Providence is a good wrestling town. New England is a good wrestling place. Charlotte Flair even said so herself. I mean, kind of. Said the Northeast. So I guess on New York, Philly, Boston, Providence. We get it. Okay. And I seen a lot of people online last night not really understanding what was going on. Like, hey, why are they cheering like bad guys and they don't like the good guys? And everybody's kind of like booing Sami Zayn. It's because we think he's cringe. Karrion Kross is cool. Okay. LA Knight's cool. Sami Zayn's not cool. You think that's cool? Did you hear Braun Breaker talk last night? Cut an amazing promo, by the way. But Braun Breaker just totally buried him, in my opinion. And then now he's gone indefinitely. You think that's cool? The beard and the hair and all this? Not talking about these people in real life. Again, Charlotte Flair, she understands. She pointed out the other day, you know, I can't believe people think that I'm actually the character that I portray on TV. I don't care about these people's real life. I don't care about how they are. I'm looking at characters in a story, and some of them, they make you hate. Some of them, they make you like. Sometimes it works in reverse. So they try to put somebody over, Rocky Johnson, remember? And it turned into, you know, we hate Rocky, whatever that chant was, which turned him into The Rock, which made him the biggest thing in the world. After titty surgery and all that stuff. Sideburns. Just come back with the sideburns. What are you doing? You can still grow sideburns, can't you? Anyway, get well, Rock. I heard he wasn't doing all that great. His gut health. These guys in their gut health, right? And there is a correlation to things with that. Called, you know. And if you can't see on the podcast, I'm doing the signal for injections in the booty. Everywhere. Especially for him. Where's The Rock? He's around here somewhere. I mean, look how jacked he is. Where's this Rock? Where are you, Rocky? Here he is. Freaking jacked out of his mind. Got a title that Muhammad Ali's widow or daughter or somebody gave him. Yep. I do dig the glasses, though. I'm going to bring those back. I had the big creeper glasses back in the day. We changed it up. We have to find like some blue blocker kind, so stare at these screens. Do I have any? No, I don't have the other ones in here. I got some awesome yellow ones. They're totally hideous. Yep. So, all right, get off my screen, Rock. We don't want The Rock. We want KROSS and LA Knight, which we've gotten and we're going to continue to get. It's great. Exactly, Coach. We know him as Eli Drake. Us old heads. Old timers in the game. He was great with the dummy button in TNA. Slamming the dummy button all the time. I have that sample too. I'll have to bring that back now. Now that he's back in the main scene. Looking to take out Seth Rollins. Just because he's mad at him. But could you imagine Eli Drake wins the world championship in WWE. Then Seth Rollins cashes in on him. Oh, that would be so dastardly. So evil. Wicked. All that stuff. Yeah, I'm liking what's going on with the main event on this Monday Night Raw. Last night was good. I don't have a problem with these shows. They're not like bad shows, but they're not like super entertaining for me, especially when many of the matches still nobody's getting pinned. Somebody's always running in and breaking up the match. You can tell what matches these are going to occur as well, because it's all very obvious. Wicked hard. That's how we say it around here. Yep. So, I mean, Monday Night Raw, what are we going to do with you, right? The roster is pretty good. It's only missing Drew McIntyre, but they got Punk, they got Rollins, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman, worth something. A big something, whatever show he's on. So, of course, he's going to be on Raw. Penta, I know he's pretty over right now. I like him. I dig him. Seth Rollins really playing a heel with him last night, wiping his sweat with his little do-rag mask, the bandana thing he has in the back. What else was he doing? He was zero medioing him in the middle of the match. So disrespectful, Seth Rollins. So bad. And now the rumor is, all day I've been hearing it and seeing it online, Braun Breaker very soon is going to turn on Seth Rollins, because they don't think that things are working out in this group for Bronson or Braun Breaker, and they kind of feel like they're being held hostage. It doesn't make much sense. Again, this is the creative thing, and you don't have to slow play everything. This group has only been around, what, a month? It hasn't been around that long, maybe 2 months. Just hasten the pace here. Pace, not the paste. Hasten the pace of this. Let's get this going to put over Braun. I mean, they did a good job last night. That felt like they're like, okay, we got to do something. But you should have done this a while back. It just didn't click for some reason. But we got rid of Sami Zayn. Let's yeet for that.
Yeet!
We beat up Jey Uso.
Yeet!
And Rollins got over on Penta last night. I can't even remember. Well, he started to, and then Eli Drake, LA Knight, came in and saved the day.
Yeet!
Look at us remembering things. Yep. So now Paul Heyman's calling out the OTC, saying he's too scared to come back because of the group and all that. Probably. Or is he going to play Akuma in Street Fighter? Which is ridiculous. What a cast. Huh? And I would love to see a Street Fighter movie. Who knows? Maybe it will be good. Not getting my hopes up for anything these days. Everything sucks these days. So he's off going to be Akuma. Who's going to be Dan in that movie? It's Andrew Schultz, right? No, we don't want Andrew Schultz in our movies. I didn't want him in comedy. I don't want him in podcasting. I don't want him anywhere. He's obnoxious. He got that big stupid mustache. We get it. Got it. Looking like the boring uncle. You know what I mean? Oh my God, these people. These celebrities. These Jelly Rolls and Cardi B's. All these people getting involved in our lives. Ugh. And getting involved in our wrestling. Take that. So. Grande Americano's back. Have you seen? Have you heard? He's like 6'4" now. Yep, he grew a little bit. Maybe he got those poles in his legs, like that black dude on Instagram that I keep seeing. Could it be he just wanted to be taller? Wanted to be a baller? Cat in the Hat and the Bat? Remember that, folks? Maybe. Let's show a picture of him. I have proof. I've seen footage. Here he is. Who could it be? You beat me. Is that Gunther? Is that can't be Chad Gable. We've already gone through that. Even though Chad Gable was wearing, or El Americano Grande was wearing Chad Gable's boots. Chad had a whole explanation for it. He was just letting him borrow it. But is he letting him borrow the costume? I don't know. We got to think hard about this, folks. So, okay. That's pretty good. They're giving him something to do. But again, this feels like the way that they're doing these storylines, even this one. Remember he just showed up in the background a couple weeks ago? Maybe they had this plan. Maybe they didn't. Felt like they didn't at this time. But was he popped up during Judgment Day, right? Or it was one of these things. He was just in the background. Either way, doesn't really matter. Ludwig is obviously El Americano Grande right now. This is the type of character they can move from person to person to person that has nothing going on at the moment, which there are plenty of them these days. So in my opinion, this is super over. I like it. Makes tons of sense. And you know, it probably would still confuse the kids, especially if the parents are playing along. So keep playing along. Santa's real. El Americano Grande is not Chad Gable. Obviously now, right? Get how we can pull the rug over these little kids' eyes? Be a fun game to play. See if they buy it. Then they'll get all mad when they grow up. And then we got this guy, Pat McAfee. It's brought to my attention that he's not being paid enough. Is that it? Is that it, Pat McAfee? WWE's not doing enough for you? Or is it that you're exhausted from all the traveling? Because this wrestling business is no joke. You're going to have to be on the road a lot. Going to cities you don't want to go. You want to go to Providence, really? Providence, Rhode Island. I mean, it's a cool place. It's in my area and whatnot, but you really want to come here? For what? So I'm guessing you and Michael Cole are going to have to break up. And it's very sad. But then again, Braun Breaker, look at the way Seth Rollins is looking at him in this picture. These guys are going to break up soon. That's the rumor, and I believe it. Braun Breaker cut that promo last night, and at the very beginning, he's like, listen, you think this guy brought me in his group not to make me the biggest thing in the wrestling business for 10 or 20 years? And Rollins immediately looked at his wise man and went, what is he talking about? He's going to be the biggest thing for the next 10, 20 years? So there's your hint. Then he went on to dismantle Sami Zayn mentally, physically, and spiritually for the rest of the night. Good job. I mean, he's killing it. He's doing it. People don't like the role he's in. I think it's just fine. These factions for a month or two, we don't need that. We don't want that. What happened to the bloodline stuff? And I'm not saying like the actual bloodline storyline. What happened to the way that we wrote? Did you get rid of some writers or something? Are they just gone? Why can't you write a bloodline long-term storyline in the mid-card, the low-card, for this Seth Rollins group, the way you did the bloodline? And the way they did the bloodline, the reason why it worked is not because it was just some extraordinary storytelling and all this stuff. It was pretty simple. And they did the same bit over and over and over again. But what they did is they connected the dots and they made sense from the beginning so you could follow it backwards if you wanted to. Or join in the story at whatever point. And that way, when you're doing the same thing over and over again, the newcomers would be like, oh, this is good. You know what I mean? So, what I'm saying is, why did I learn Bronson Reed last night, for example, that the reason why he's in the group is because Seth Rollins respect. I know they mentioned it before, but they didn't actually give the time on the mic and say, hey, I beat the respect in the Rollins from all the tsunamis. I'm going to do it to you, blah, blah, blah. In a live promo segment just like this, this is what you need. That's why last night's Raw was a little bit better than most. Not like they don't have these live promos, but this one landed pretty well, in my opinion, because it was it's like the bad guy telling you the rules of the why he's doing everything. Now we get it, right? So the bad guys are out here telling you their motives and why everything is the way it is, and because bad things just can't happen to the good guys, and you're just like, what's going on? You know, why am I mad at this guy? Why is he spearing him every week? You know, these things have to be explained. The 20-minute opening segment to all these wrestling shows, all these people are like, no, we need wrestling right off the gate because we love wrestling. You guys are stupid. That doesn't make any sense to start a match or start a show with a match. Of course it can be done. I'm not saying outlaw it or anything like that, because you can tell a story in a match as well. But this is the primary way to do it if you want that bloodline type angle to manifest itself, and then you just make a boatload of money. I mean, isn't that the point? Right, Triple H? Retweet this and like this and share this and go to YouTube and subscribe. Let the people know. Let WWE know, because they watch me. Not lying. Not a joke. They watch. And they like lifting ideas from old Dr. Huge over here. And smart. Not like everybody says. Okay? Okay. So good. I think we broke that down pretty good. Where's Bronson Reed? Let's show some Bronson Reed to everybody. Shout out to the tsunami maker. Uh-oh. There ain't good enough. Just gaze upon Bronson Reed for a moment.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Don't need to talk about Cody. God, I have all my notes. I haven't looked at my notes once. I got it all in my head. I don't even need notes anymore. I think I need to write them down so that I can remember it. Really drill it into my stupid skull. There's Stephanie Vacker. Of course she loves me. Of course. You guys can read that. I've read that to you many times. It's on the screen. This is Stephanie Vacker, WWE, NXT champion, private chat account. Totally real, not fake. She sent me a message because I'm a wonderful fan and all this stuff. And she's right. I am a wonderful fan. But somebody brought it to our attention the other day, and that somebody is Jeff Hardy's wife. That some of these people out here with these accounts that look like this, with like Stephanie Vacker, with a capital in the first name, lowercase Vacker, who I heard is dating Miles Bourne in NXT. She made another account so she can spend all her other time chatting with her most devoted, most handsome fans in the world, like me. I bought it at first. I'm like, of course she wants to talk to me, but I don't know. Now that Jeff Hardy's wife is saying we need to watch out for this, I kind of believe her. Because Jeff Hardy has multiple fake accounts on like Facebook and what else? No, I'm sure everywhere. But you're not Jeff Hardy, okay? And this person's probably, we'll say 50-50. Because I am so handsome. Thank you. So, thanks to Jeff Hardy's wife for the info. for the heads up. And if you don't know, hey, if Oscar's getting in your DMs or Liv Morgan and they're asking for money and asking you to click links, don't do it, kids. Don't do it. Because that Oscar is probably this guy. Or something like this guy. Because, could be anybody on the internet. Could be a big, fat, sweaty man. You think it's Liv Morgan. Big, fat, sweaty man. Hairy, too. Sores all over his face. All over his butt cheeks. That's who you're talking to. All right? You think that's hot? You think that's sexy? Sexy? It's made a new word. Yep. And then they'll walk away with all your cash after you Venmo and Cash App, Sasha Banks and whoever else that you're in love with. You weirdo marks that wear OTC shirts outside. You could get chicks. You could do it. Listen, if I can do it, you can do it. Coach Huge now. And change my channel to Coach Huge. Ever see them YouTube channels? Hilarious. Imagine being a grown-ass man being coached. And I'm not player hating on anybody's game or anything, but my lordy. If you need some coaching, just ask your bro, Dr. Huge. I got you. All right? We'll get you hot like this guy. Everybody saying LA Knight in Providence last night. I heard him beeping the horns all around my place here. Like, LA Knight in the streets. True story, LA Knight. So everybody come back, WWE come back to Providence, lower your prices a little bit, and then I will be there, and I will also be chanting LA Knight, KROSS, the whole KROSS family. I'm down with the KROSS family. See, everybody forgets about Scarlett because she doesn't have muscles and she's not slamming people and things, but she's doing things behind the scenes, all right? So the whole KROSS, we want the KROSS family. Yep. And just watch out. If she ever gets pregnant, it could be Damien. Just saying, watch out, LA Knight. Watch out, everybody, at that point. Yep. Just looking at these pictures. What else are we going to talk about here? What are we going to talk about, Cody? Where are you?
What do we want to talk about?
Anybody in the chat you want to talk about? Okay, better with Graves at the desk. That's what Coach is saying. And I'm 100% with you. Did you see how everybody eventually all agree with me? Sorry, I don't know if you heard that. Everybody agrees with me at the end of the day. After years go by, remember when everybody was down in carrying KROSS? Even up till last year when I came back, started doing shows again, and people are like, the final testicle sucks and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, final testicle's actually pretty cool. And carrying KROSS is like a top guy. He just needs to be used properly. Not putting, Farouk gear from the 90s or anything. Not used in the ways that they were using him. They needed this. They needed LA Knight get some more screen time in something that makes sense. Him fighting with Shinsuke and mid-card titles. That's all nice and good and everything. But he's been a top guy, in my opinion, since 2018, 2017? Easily in the WWE. So WWE loves to drag their feet. Can't stand them. Take too long with everything, guys, except for the bloodline angle. That made sense to take long with. Shout out to John Woodmiss. He believes in Joe Hendry, and who doesn't? We all believe in Joe Hendry as well. So, yep. Graves, again, let's talk about that because we love Corey Graves. And that was the point I was trying to make. Let's circle back, okay? My crazy head just going everywhere. So, Corey Graves is 1,000 times better than Pat McAfee. Okay. Now, the reason for this is not just because I dislike Pat McAfee, which I do. Again, not personally. I'm not going to see Charlotte Flair in the streets or any of these people in the streets and be like, I want to egg them. I want to say nasty things. No, nothing like that. This face annoys me. The voice annoys me. The Lesbodian haircut really annoys me. And the way he was able to just come into the wrestling world, be given everything, matches, screen time galore. Because why? He made his this is the thing. I knew of him from actually being a football fan. You know, I know a lot about a lot of things. I know about football. I know he's the Colts punter and blah, blah, blah. But the WWE are so like crazy for the sports crossover that when they saw this guy, they saw money. I mean, I can't believe he technically is money. I'm not saying he's not, but it's not my style. This is not my kind of, I don't like it. So word is that he's going away probably for good. I'm sure he'll come back again, you know, not as consistent. Because again, this whole WWE thing, being on tour 24 hours a day, it's a grind. And I think he got to see that firsthand doing all these Monday Night Raws. And now Corey Graves is back. And Corey Graves is better. He gets it more. He's better. And I know they told Pat McAfee, I don't know it, but I know it. Okay? I know they told Pat McAfee, you need to calm it down in the middle of his whole broadcast run there. Because he was so over the top, screaming over Cole, saying the wrong things at times, possibly. Not saying like it's just super easy to be talking in front of millions of people, whatever. Be easy for me, of course, but not any of you guys, I'm guessing. And he's doing it, and then he calmed down, and then he was just kind of like a shittier version of the loud, obnoxious Pat McAfee. You know? So, we got questions. John, who do you think is currently the main draw in AEW and WWE? The main draw, I have to be super honest. This is not based on what I like or anything like that, which this show is primarily about. It's all about what stuff I like and opinion based. Nothing factual, even though I may say that at times. So don't sue me. But you got to go with Roman Reigns, right? The OTC. He was even getting chants last night. Hasn't been around in a while. Again, though, for me, I need it to be Roman Reigns with a storyline. I think that is what's money. That's what's the top of the business. But that Tribal Chief storyline ended after he beat Solo, started the Netflix thing, and it's been all downhill ever since. So we got to figure this out again. What are we going to do with this Roman Reigns to make him the best? Then you could say Cody Rhodes, but I don't think anybody truly believes he's the next John Cena, biggest thing in the world. They could put him in every commercial, whatever. I don't believe it. Roman Reigns, CM Punk. CM Punk just moves the needle. Same way Roman Reigns does. So there you go. There's your answer. Roman Reigns or CM Punk, really. And JR Cole, Lawler, Heenan. It's not too bad a commentator there. Pat is no JR Cole, Lawler, Heenan. Nope. He is not. Definitely not. And I'll tell you what. I'll take Jesse Ventura over Pat McAfee. Take that, Pat McAfee. Because Jesse Ventura doesn't need to really know what's going on. He's got the voice for it. He understands how to like carry the thing. He gets it for the most part. But then when he's like the grandpa that doesn't understand like the modern wrestling. Hilarious. Hilarity ensues. You know, when he's like, why did he just walk out of the cage? Why doesn't his limo rider or his driver pick him up at the cage? Like, and he's like, wow, this is really anticlimactic. And Priest is over there looking like, I can't believe he's saying this. Totally burying me without even knowing it, thinking he's just playing the heel announcer role. But it's because he doesn't, he hasn't been around wrestling in a million years. So, yep. Give me more Jesse Ventura, even though they probably fired him after that last Saturday night main event. He'd better be there this week, Triple H, or else I'm going to give you the business. Online, in a boxing ring, YouTube TOS. And he was, see, you get it. Jesse Ventura was phenomenal. AJ Styles could only wish to be that phenomenal. And I agree with you here too. Cody is very much needing to turn heel. Has to. There's a lot of talk about it lately. He's acting like he doesn't want to. He wants to be John Cena forever, like John Cena was, right? No, Cody. You do what the people say and what Triple H says, because you are completely white noise nothingness to me when you're on the TV. Actually, it's worse than that. It is noise. It's annoying. It's cringe. It's obnoxious. And I don't buy it. You get that the stupid tattoo, the outfit, the fireworks, the fist pumping. Yuck. And it's all me. Look at my dog. Look at my wife. Look at my kid. Look at my this. Look at my that. My dad, my this, my blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, got it. You know? It's like, well, are we going to root for the rich suburban kid that just got it all? You know what I mean? But then again, in my area, that's why we like carrying KROSS. And we give these other guys, those guys that got it, has had it all their whole lives, they get what's coming, you see, from behind. So here's a little news note I picked up today. Matt Hardy thinks he's got like a beef with CM Punk, I think. He's telling a story where he thought he was in this match, talking to Tony Khan about this match he was about to be in, some kind of tag deal. And a couple hours later, he's talking to another guy working at the company, and they're like, oh, yeah, you're good for tonight. You're not going to be wrestling. He's like, what? It's like, I just talked to Tony. He's all smiling and telling me, you know, we're going through with this, and it's going to be great, and blah, blah, blah. Nope. And he's like, well, what's going on here? And he's working the math out, right? And he's like, oh, CM Punk. And then he went to talk to him one time backstage. And as he went to like go to talk to him, or maybe he was like, oh, CM Punk's over there. Maybe talk to somebody else or whatever, said whatever, and then went to move towards him. And he said, then he like vanished. Like a vampire or something. Like Batman maybe. Threw down a smoke bomb and ran out the back door. So I don't know. Is there something brewing there as well? CM Punk. And then on top of that, the Hardy Boys. There's so much Hardy Boy news today. This should be the Hardy Boys News Network over here. Breaking news.
This in breaking news.
What was it? It's my third Hardy story today. Oh, they want back in the WWE. One more time, please. I don't think the Triple H era, Nick Khan era, is going to bring him back. I think the Vince stint is probably the last time. And never say never. I think if they did bring him back this time, it wouldn't be like a WrestleMania. It would be more like a SmackDown before a WrestleMania. And then maybe them getting involved in a WrestleMania like tag gauntlet or something. You know, one of them things they put together. So Punk's still working with children. Well, I mean, when you're his age in that business, it's kind of no way out of that. But I think this set of children are under harsher rulership, and I don't think he has much to worry about here. He seems set, man. And yeah, of course, when he first showed up and they started going to NXT, which is genius, that's the first thing I would do. If I've been asking for some kind of a role at WWE since I know they're watching, right? And if they do hire me, I don't want to go to Stanford. I don't want to be on a traveling show. Send me to Orlando. Send me to NXT, the land of the hot chicks. Thank you very much. I'll go there and have the best time ever. Oh, who needs a story written, ladies? Right? Be one of those guys. Weinsteins. Not a Hugenstein, a Weinstein. See what you're picking up what I'm putting down, folks? All right. That WrestleMania, this is John, again, podcast audience. That WrestleMania, when they came back, was an epic pop. What was an all-time pop? Possibly top 5. Top 5 pop. I mean, just huge stadium crowd. Nobody knew they were showing up. That and the Shane O'Mac, God, the most recent Shane O'Mac where he just randomly popped up on a Raw after like 10 years or whatever it was, that was a crazy pop too. The Triple H coming back from his quad injury, that was one of the biggest I've ever seen. And of course the Yeats, right?
G, 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 G.
That's got to be number one. All right, so oh, damn it. Microphone, come on, work. There we go. Testes, I think we got it back. So Shotzi, I saw news again today that Shotzi has been wrestling with a broken arm. What? So I don't know if you know Shotzi Blackheart. And I again, I'm sure she's wonderful and everything. It just seems so, the way she moves in the ring, it looks like she's going to be getting hurt a lot in the wrestling business. She's got the girl arms, the girl legs, the whole deal, right? She's not like very athletic, very tiny, always hurt, it seems like. And there was an article, or she went on social media and said, listen, you guys are saying I'm injury prone. That's like insane, stupid, and all this stuff. Well, you're wrestling with a broken arm now. Again. So, or legs and heads. I don't know what you got going on, but get well. I don't want to see you getting hurt, but hey, if you're going to be in this wrestling business, I expect this to happen much, much more, okay? Don't say I didn't tell you so. All right, up next. AEW's talking about adding another show possibly, or Tony Khan, rather, who runs AEW. So we might get another show? What? No.
What?
We can't have any more shows. Then WWE's out here going, yeah, we'll do NXT Europe too. What? I can barely get through 2.5 hours of Raw, 2 hours tonight of NXT, 2 hours of SmackDown now, thank the Lord. AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, TNA Impact. Then you got all these PLEs and pay-per-views during the weekend. Got All In. You got Evolution, Saturday Night Main Event. They're literally what is it? The Great American Bash is also this weekend. We're being flooded with so much wrestling. It's so dumb. Stop it. I know that they're trying to compete with AEW. It's obnoxious what you're doing, WWE. And then right around the corner, we got SummerSlam, which is like another WrestleMania size show. What? No, we don't. I like wrestling, but come on, guys. There's no time to watch all this stuff. There's no time to process all this stuff. There's no time to come on here. I could do a show 24 hours a day if I was going to actually talk about all the news in pro wrestling, as if like everybody cares about every single. But they apparently some of the kids do, but they don't listen to podcasts. They'll start listening to podcasts. In my guess, probably, I don't know if it's changed, but back in my day, people didn't really start listening to radio until they were like 20, 21 years old. You know, you're on a job, you're doing something, all of a sudden you start listening to some show, you get hooked on it, you get into it, you understand the universe in the theater of the mind that's going on for a lot of people. And now you guys are all spoiled. You get to watch me live do it. And I don't know, maybe you could be 15 and like this type of stuff. I don't even know. Or did it age up? Because this is boring and we need 10-second clips of brain rot, right? For the youngins. I don't know. I'm just doing what I'm doing. And these pro wrestling promotions, wow, they are dumping boatloads of money into doing all this. Tons of time. Think of all the logistics that must go on where you're going from Saudi Arabia to double shows last Monday, doing a Raw and a SmackDown, always keeping a show going on in Florida. And that sometimes that becomes a traveling show. It's just, I don't know how they do it. It's pretty good. Hire Dr. Huge, right? You got so many moving parts. And your stories are the shits.
It's the shits.
Right now, without the tribal chief and the bloodline storyline, that main storyline you had going for years, what else you got? Again, we can't do this with the lower card, mid card, all this stuff. Keep people in their place for 6 months, say, with an extended, really well done storyline. You're gonna really just be flying by the seat of your pants out here, booking Trish Stratus against like Tiffany Stratton, for example, at Evolution. What? Where did you come up with that one? You just, let's run it back. Stinks. Running it back. Do you not have enough writers for all these shows? Because I heard you cut down on it, but you used to have 28 or 30 writers or whatever for like 1 or 2 shows. You probably need them now for all these shows. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's exhausting. I'm with Pat McAfee on that. If there's one thing I can agree with Pat McAfee, this wrestling stuff is pretty exhausting. And before we go, check this out. And I agree with Charlotte Flair here. This is Charlotte Flair writing. Not really, of course. I'm 39, but as a female wrestler who's pushing 40, I promise you there are people in this industry who already consider me old. Never mind that I'm literally younger than Cody, who is considered the face of the company, and Roman, who is probably our biggest star. Never mind that CM Punk, who I'm 7 years younger than, main evented night 1 of Mania, and John Cena, who I'm 9 years younger than, main evented night 2. Never mind that we live in an era when athletes are extending their primes for longer than ever. Steroids. For men, rather. And I say this with so much respect for the guys I just mentioned. There's no such thing as aging out. For women, though, the rules are just different. For women, as depressing as it sounds, I think a lot of people still only know one way to value them: as young and disposable. And I think you see that in the women's stories that are allowed to be told. And she is 100% right. The ladies divisions, they tried to get the tag championship stuff over. None of it works. Just doesn't work. No matter how hard all these weirdos simp for women's wrestling and stuff, and it's not even necessarily their fault. Where's Kiana James? That's all I'm waiting for. Give me some Kiana James. Get the man out of here. Get all these little girls with their little arms running like toddlers in the ring and stuff. I don't buy it. Okay? Give me more Charlotte Flair. Tiffany Stratton's cool. We did this the other day. We went through who we like and who we don't like for very good reason. Okay? So, just had to say that I stand with Charlotte Flair. And do we have anything else here? Well, I can save some other stuff for later. Listen, I can do a show tomorrow night if you want. I'm not big on asking the audience, but if you would like more shows, definitely tell us. And tell us at DrHUGEshow on X. Come to YouTube, subscribe here, hit the like button. If you're watching on TikTok, share it. If you're wherever you are, let everybody know. Everybody go follow each other in the chat. Shout out to the people that came through this evening. And hey, if you want a sicko show, we can do a sicko show tomorrow night. I'll learn you something about that AEW too. I know what's going on. We're going home to All In Weekend, right? We're supposed to get pumped for this. We can bring up Dave Meltzer and how he does mental gymnastics about things. Not like I'm into this ratings and I want AEW to not succeed or I want them to beat WWE. I don't really give a shit. None of these guys are paying me. And, you know, that Trump deal, Alex Jones, I feel very bad for you. You cry weeping like a child over, you know, winning another Fooled Again award. But I told you, and I told you, and I told you, and I told you, and I told you.
All right, see, I shouldn't even be live right now.
I shouldn't even be live right now because it's 8:02. I'm going to go make a sandwich, watch NXT, follow me, of course, like I said before, and hit all the links right here. Where is it? Where is it? Right there. Where Triple H is pointing. Linktree, comic books, music, shops, podcasts, going to be doing Whatnot auctions, basically shows. So I'm going to be entertaining while I put up comics for sale on an auction. So go check that out at Whatnot, especially if you have the app, you know, multiple YouTube channels, the music channel will be on there. You can go check it out if you like all that weird stuff. So, okay, I think we've done enough. We've said it all. And I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good rest of your night. Bye.